Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 2019.
2019?
Three Dropouts, season number 1, episode 11.
Ooh, it's 7.
Dropping knowledge.
Is this Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I'm staying. You guys remember that?
I am joined by Aman Kumar,
Damn,
What it
full-
do?
full
What
name?
it do?
Vipul Chandra,
Jesus. My government name.
Satinder. What's your last name?
Baines.
Satinder Baines. Hey, that's a
Yeah.
ball
That's
ass
a good
last
name.
name. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Bates is like yes.
Yeah, Mr. Baines. That's dope,
Yeah,
man.
it's like I'm present.
Unfortunately,
Present on the mic.
Unfortunately, we are missing Jared Gutierrez.
Oh, there it is.
Our boy,
Our boy.
the
He
El
beat-
Chupacabra of Sacramento.
Chupacabra missed another one, eh?
Why is
Hey,
that?
wait.
Our hidden cheerleader.
Yeah. Hey, some say he comes out.
He's
Wait. When does it come out, Aman? Tell me. Tell me, Aman. When does he come
when
out?
the putitas are out.
When the full moon.
When the moon is high and the tide is low, and the old lady sings the song of the Old West.
Damn.
Yo,
That's when he comes out, huh? Damn.
and that's when he peeks his little head. He's like, "Por qué?"
¿Por qué?
Yeah. No, but on a serious note, though, our boy's missing, so just. He's going through some stuff right now. Prayers up. Nothing's wrong with him. He's just mad stupid.
I was driving by today, and I thought I saw his car, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I almost got in an accident because I was like,
like,
looking. I was like,
Dear?
He was trying to take a picture. He's like, "The El Chupacabra."
he's just withdrawing money.
The Daywalker.
Was he just never shows up or what?
Yeah. Someone consider
Something like
him.
that.
Someone consider him a
Somebody
flake.
say that he is a flake.
He might be eating cornflakes for
Gotcha.
breakfast.
Sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
Head and shoulders, definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, in news today, Nick Cannon committed suicide.
Social suicide.
Career suicide by calling out Eminem out of all fucking people, yo.
Damn, bro.
Can I give my thoughts on that? I honestly think he just did that for like publicity reasons.
I think so, too.
I don't even think he was trying to diss him. He was like, you know what? I need more attention on me. Who should I diss? The best rapper in the game.
His manager was like, "Hey, listen, Nick, we got to do something. All right,
Yeah.
Wildin' Out is going downhill.
Listen, like,
Mariah left you.
like if you're an upcoming basketball star and you want to get noticed, who you gonna talk shit about?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
LeBron James,
James.
and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
All three of them.
All
He
three
brings
of those
fire.
ends. Yeah.
He brings
I mean, like, you're like, I could take all three of them all at
Very
once. I'm
true.
like, nah, you kidding.
Sounds like LeVar Ball. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did. He
Yeah,
said
yeah.
he beat him one-on-one.
Except his
Oh, yeah,
son.
he did say
Except
that.
his sons couldn't back up anything he said.
Yeah,
Do you feel like the sons get like? Do you ever feel like they get embarrassed though? They're like, "Hey, man, Dad,
They
come
have
on."
to.
You're like,
Have
"Calm
you
down,
seen?
man."
Have you?
No,
have you-
honestly, they just smile and they're like,
Bro,
I do respect Lonzo's attitude,
He
though.
talked mad shit. He promised rings. He
Oh, yeah.
said a lot of stuff.
Damn.
He's like,
One-on-one.
he's like, don't worry about Kobe leaving because my son is coming to LA and his son already left LA.
yeah.
Like it was just
Damn,
you
like
have to
that.
be embarrassed, dude. You have to be embarrassed. His sons had to go overseas to play because he knew that they weren't gonna get playing time in a real college program.
You know what happened to the middle son too, right?
What happened to the most?
Oh, he in China or something.
Yeah, that was old.
He,
Oh,
yeah,
he was shoplifting.
He was shoplifting or auto theft. I think he did something with the car or something. But he
Yeah.
got in trouble and he couldn't play no more college.
Yeah.
And his youngest son
He was
plays
stealing, but his dad's rich.
overseas, man.
Overseas.
And
Overseas he's broke?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why.
He should be more rich.
That's what I was saying. I don't know.
Whoa.
How did that work out?
Wait, where the fuck was he at? Saudi Arabia?
Dubai.
Fucking Dubai, he hit the rob shit?
If he was
That
in
makes
Dubai,
sense.
I completely
Yeah,
understand.
completely understand.
What's funny is I think he sold from like Nike or something too, right? Wasn't
Dude,
it?
you have your own brand. Like,
Yeah.
you have your own shoes.
Wait, he can't play anymore?
He can't play in, I believe, in like college. So
Yeah.
therefore, you could find a different alternate route and play overseas, which is also what the youngest son's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't
He's
know
actually
they
doing good,
penalized that people like that.
Yeah.
Just for like, now he's completely cut off from...
Oh, he's got a criminal, like he was
Yeah.
prosecuted, so he has it on his record.
It's against the
and everything.
NCAA.
So it's against NCAA's rules.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But back to the Nick Cannon and Eminem thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what did he tweet? Did you guys remember the
Oh,
tweet?
yeah, and
Eminem's
Eminem's
tweets were hella funny.
Like, they were
Yeah.
hella
Not a show for... You
Like,
remember.
Something
he's
like
like,
that.
I don't have a show for you, bougie fuck.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And so that tweet got more likes than Nick Cannon's views.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he also called him Nicholas, so you know it's over.
Yeah.
You know, like, yo,
Nicholas
hey,
Cannon.
it's done.
Yeah.
If Eminem ever uses your legal name, bro, like,
game.
just dig your own grave, fam.
Yeah.
Like,
Because think about it, Eminem came with his last album, and he was just dissing everyone. Like that.
Kamikaze.
A lot of people didn't respond to that diss because
yeah.
for a reason, right? Like he is this dude.
He's the best in the game.
He's a regulator.
He's the best in the game.
Like lyricist, hands down, nobody wants to battle.
Yeah.
Yo, I was watching videos where fucking everybody, The Game, Dr.
Game,
Dre,
I seen that,
Kendrick Lamar,
yeah.
everybody was like, nobody wants beef.
Kendrick?
No one's wants
Even
smoke
Kendrick?
Yeah,
with
he's like,
him.
nobody wants beef with the white
Yeah.
boy. Nobody touches a white boy,
Yeah.
nothing.
White boy is all-
Even 50, one of the
Yeah.
most gangster dudes, he was shot 9 times, he doesn't want beef with the white boy.
Yeah, when it comes to rap, you don't want to go heads
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah. he's-
But okay. But Gigolo was one of the best songs I've ever heard.
Hey, drumline had it too.
All right, so I don't know what y'all talking about.
Hey,
Drumline
I
was
just
corny
can't
as
wait.
fuck.
I just can't wait for all the jokes on Wildin' Out.
Oh yeah.
But they already killed him on Wild 'N Out with Eminem jokes. Now he brought it upon himself again.
Well, did
Yeah.
you see Nick Cannon had a
2019.
crowd recently? I don't know what he was doing. I don't think it was Wildin' Out, but he had a crowd and like he said something and then the crowd reacted, "Where you at, Eminem?" Like the Nick Cannon fans. So he is getting buzz from this.
Yeah.
And the thing is, his song is a reaction to. Did you hear the song that Eminem did? Because Eminem is actually the one that kind of brought it up.
Yeah,
again.
Eminem brought it first.
He was on a song with Fat Joe, just dropped a new album, and Eminem disses.
Mariah
Nick,
again?
yeah,
Or Nick?
Mariah and Nick,
Okay.
and he talks
Do you
crazy
know why?
stuff.
He just did it. Because
No,
the song was
he
called
does-
Disrespectful, though.
Before
It
that, Nick Cannon
started.
talked about him too.
It started in 2009.
But that was
no,
originally.
No, I know, but I thought they. I
like,
thought
it was over.
It was over, but then.
No, well, all that happened was that like it
Nick-
just kind of died down for a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
Right, and then
Well, Nick took it, too. He just
because
like, oh,
yeah, no, Nick took it better than Mariah. I heard. So
Oh man.
so Eminem does a song, then Mariah responds. Then for whatever reason, Nick Cannon does a song like fucking 2 years later. It was hella long. It was like hella after.
He had the right, fam.
And then and then Eminem was like, all right, whatever.
He had more popularity though.
Yeah,
I'll give him
and
that,
then
'cause of
Eminem was
Wild 'N
like, okay, cool, this is over. Like, this is between me and Mariah. You're just a
side
child.
piece.
Like, you a side
You're
piece.
a
You
side
irrelevant.
piece.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, Eminem decides to bring it back up in Fat Joe's album.
Well, I think he brought it up because the song's name, this is just me personally here, but the song's name is
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful. So he's just like, yo, I'm
And
just be disrespectful.
before this song, so T.I. has a podcast called Exponentially, and he actually interviewed Nick Cannon like a month ago, and they referred back to
right.
the Eminem stuff. And I think Nick, I don't know what I can't remember what Nick said, so
Oh,
I'm not
that
gonna
could
word
be
him.
it.
And something with that, and so Eminem. And that's why Eminem says in the song too, I shouldn't be watching these clips or whatever, because he's saying like, because that just makes him hecka mad listening to these interviews and stuff.
T.I. is just, man, he's just, it's slowly
Hey,
downhill, bro.
But you know what's funny though?
You're so saying yourself with Nick fucking Cannon.
He's still my urban legend. He's still my
Hey,
urban
man,
legend, man.
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with Nick Cannon.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good business guy. I'll give him that.
Gigolo.
Corny as fuck, bro.
Okay, like the reason I give props to
And
Nick
he wears a
Cannon is because he's pretty smart with like how he's marketing himself and like the business that he's got going. And on top of that,
agree.
it seems like he's a pretty chill dude, good
Yeah, I
personality. The only thing is like, man, you gotta just kind of stay in your lane.
Hey, but no.
Well, that's
but-
why he had 3 other guys.
No. But think about this, guys. I think he was thinking his lane. He
That's
just
not his
slipped,
lane.
Look, he just slipped them on a T.I. podcast.
Yeah.
And that's the funny part. Eminem is such a regulator that
Oh
you can slip him one time, baby.
Not even on a podcast.
And he's writing immediately. He's writing right
He's
now.
got a pen in his hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
shit.
like, oh,
He's
you
going
won
out.
Thursday.
He thought he was gonna win for the black
Eminem's
team.
in the
yeah.
studio like, hold up.
Hey, this
up.
is for my anime fan, but Eminem got a Death Note.
He got a what?
This is an anime fan. Like this is for the anime fan, but like in this anime, it's called Death Note, and basically it's a book.
yeah.
And like whoever he writes his name, or whoever the person he writes the name on that book, they die with a heart attack.
Really?
So I just did a reference
accurate.
where I was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this is like anime reference right here."
Yeah.
Eminem has a Death book with Death Note.
Death Note, yeah. It's
Basically,
like,
he
whose
puts,
name's going
yeah,
in there?
he puts his name on it. So whoever
Yeah,
he puts
roasted.
his name on, they're gonna die.
Do we know any more information about why Mariah completely denied having anything with Eminem? Because I don't see a
Probably
reason.
just save her face.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you remember the diss that Eminem did, he uses her voicemails in the song, and like she's laughing, like haha, like she's being all like they're talking some
girly?
sexual stuff and stuff. But he used her voicemail and flipped it in the song, and he used her real clips. And then like at the end of the
Who
song, she's that if you heard
Eminem
that
did.
the old diss he did to Nick Cannon, and then he dissed Mariah too. And
So wait, he actually like used those? Because I thought he ended it with saying, "I have voicemails. Don't make me release them." But was he saying, "I have more? Don't make me release more"?
He has more because if you hear, I mean, you have to hear the song,
shit.
but because you'll hear her like saying. He uses her songs, like I mean, he uses her like some lines she says, and those are recorded. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then I was like,
Maybe that's why she never made a song back, because she was like, "Yo, hold on."
she's like, "She's like, stop" or something, and I was like, because I was like, "What is this from? It's not from a song."
Yeah.
And so it's supposed to be recordings of her.
Wow.
Yeah. He
wild.
You just don't mess with him. It's like,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
won't
So
go
long
there. He
story
doesn't
short,
mind going
like,
there.
just you don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
So how many diss tracks does Nick Cannon have right now on Eminem?
He said in
two,
the
right?
two.
Including this
Or
one.
is it
too.
3?
I only heard the invitation, which is the one with
The
all
first
those,
one,
with
that's
those
the
guys.
first one.
And he's in by him calling it that. He wants Eminem to respond, and I think he's waiting for him to respond, and then so he could say something back, which is funny to me because I'm like, damn, you really, really want to go heads with him,
Yeah.
and I'm just like so surprised about that.
Well, I have a question. What do you guys? Well, Amon, what do you think? What do you think of Nick Cannon having like his Wild 'N Out cast rapping? Like, and his like,
It was his Wild 'N Out
To be
cast?
honest,
Yes.
Dude, those guys. Charlie
it's called the
Clips
Black
and all
Squad.
the-
It's called Nick Cannon featuring the Black Squad, right? That's
that's funny.
That's in the song.
That's funny.
right? I think I feel like those guys didn't want to do it, but he's like, look, I'm gonna get you guys a fat check. If you guys do that, because like
They could rap though.
I'm pretty
They
sure
could,
they all knew that they're like, yo, we shouldn't be doing this. We
Hey,
shouldn't
Hitman
be fucking
Hollow-
with that.
This
Hitman
could
Hollow-
help their career though.
Look, man, honestly, like, this is what I think. Those guys are paid to hang out with Nick Cannon.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you take those
Yeah.
checks away,
Yeah.
they're not gonna fuck with him like that.
Yeah.
But people are gonna fuck with Eminem even if they're not paid to fuck with him.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
so
weird.
for them to come on and do that stuff, that's just another day working at Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
You know how
straight up.
crazy that is?
Except he
Eminem
doesn't
has
do
his
it.
own rep. Like,
Yeah.
that's how crazy he is in the whole music
He
industry.
earned that shit, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, like he has that respect because of his come up, man. His come up
Dude,
was like
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
Good?
dude. It was
Yeah.
vicious. You know what I mean? Like he fought through everything to get to the top, to where it is, to
Yeah.
like where you say his name and people like, hey, you don't want to
You
fuck
guys
with
you
that.
don't fuck with
watched.
him.
You guys
know, like-
watched.
And lyrically, he was
Mile.
good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it speaks for itself.
Writes his own shit. You know.
He's like the Larry Bird of rap to me.
Yeah.
So you might
Damn,
have
that's a good.
that's what I would call him
Yeah.
because Larry Bird's one of the first white boys that got respected into a predominantly because basketball,
thing, yeah.
and then he started killing it. And
Yeah,
he could
no,
play.
like
No, 100%, dude.
yeah,
honestly, like I don't think anybody else would have jumped on that song with Nick Cannon. And wait, so he was like, "Hey, listen, y'all getting paid, so you go jump on this
Yeah,
shit whether
true.
you like it or not."
Yeah.
They're like, "Well, fuck it."
I
we're the
honestly,
Black Squad.
I honestly think they really hang. Like honestly, I think they are friends. Like these are comedians. They've been
Yeah.
They've been doing Wild 'N Out for such a long time. And then maybe in the beginning it was all the check, and he's hanging out with Nick Cannon, which is like someone with my status is hanging out with Nick Cannon. Obviously, I'm gonna like follow him, do things, hang out with him. But I feel like they got so close anyway. So they're like, hey man, if they're dissing you, I gotta get your back. Like I think that's a homie shit.
It might
I think
be. It might
that's
be.
some homie shit, bro.
I don't think so. Like I
If
find
someone
it.
dissed you, I'd probably just let him diss you.
Like
you know?
if it was some homie shit, then he would have had their names, not Black Squad, on there.
No, they
right?
did have their
He
names.
did have their names.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
The
all
name
of them
was
had-
like Hitman Holler.
Hitman Holler,
and,
Charlie Clips.
Charlie Clips, and then I don't know the other guy.
that's not on the song title. Like it says Nick Cannon featuring Black Squad.
Does
No,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just seen it
No,
on
but
YouTube
they-
and it had like all those guys' names. I forgot the other guy's name.
No,
And
but
then-
they said
it
their
is the
name.
Black
Oh, okay,
Squad though.
okay.
Technically,
Alright.
it's all Wild 'N Out guys. So
No,
Alright,
they say their
Same
name.
thing.
They say Charlie Clip. They say, and what's his name, dude?
I don't remember the last guy's name. I never actually heard of him.
Was it
He's
Chico
the one
Bean?
that says like,
Was it
he's
what?
just like,
Was it Chico
bring
Bean?
that ass here.
No, it wasn't
boy.
Chico Bean. It was
DC
not.
Young Fly.
DC Young Fly.
DC
No,
Young
it wasn't
Fly
him.
was on
It
there?
It wasn't even
Oh
him.
my bad,
It
my
wasn't
bad.
him.
No,
It was someone
it sounded like him.
It was someone I don't know.
Never mind.
I
I'm
thought
tripping.
Conceited was on there.
No.
I think it was like a guy on the
Because
new
Conceited
season or
can actually
something,
rap. I
bro.
would've
This is
given
not
that
a
a
relevant
Let me
name.
search
It's
it
not
up.
conceited. It's not because when you look that up because
Yeah,
it's
it's
someone
not-
I never heard of.
It sounded like DC Young Fly, but it wasn't. My bad. That's my fault.
Also, there was a lot of like, I don't know if you call it auto tune or not, but that
the
track
hook.
was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
heavily
the chorus.
edited.
Yeah.
Like to make Nick Cannon sound like he sounds better than
lot
he
better.
does. Yeah,
Well,
he
you know,
does not
probably-
sound that good. And even with that, it sounded really bad. That song, honestly, I'm so glad I was so close to some cotton balls because I was bleeding. My ears were bleeding.
Oh,
It was really bad.
I forgot it said featuring Suge Knight.
Yeah,
What do you guys
Suge
think
Knight.
of that? Suge Knight is on the phone. Yeah, he calls
from
him
jail.
From jail.
Yeah.
And he's like calling Eminem a bitch, and you know he's really rolling with Nick Cannon.
Well, hasn't Suge Knight always been
He's
against
pretty fucking crazy.
that group like Dr. Dre?
Yes,
50,
and that's what my
Eminem?
take was too.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Suge
look,
Knight, the
man,
one
look.
Yeah.
The only thing that Suge Knight got to worry about is his booty cheeks.
Well, he's been in prison for so long. I don't think he has to worry
I think he
about
might be
that.
the one doing the work.
Yeah, yeah, I think-
like a lot, but still.
He's just trying to make money as
Yeah.
much as he can
Yeah,
for
that's
his
exactly what I was gonna say.
for his estate because
Yeah.
he's never getting out. Like there's no way. Like
He is crazy.
So I think Suge Knight is just completely irrelevant to me in this. It's
Yeah.
like anybody could give him some money and he'd probably just call from the fucking call from prison.
Yo, hey, don't just check real quick.
Yeah.
And
Yo,
he's,
but seriously,
he's a
dude?
king of starting controversy. I mean, that whole
Yeah.
if you go way back in the day,
yeah.
dude, he was like the reason, a lot of the big reason of why like the Tupac and Biggie thing even happened. Like Suge Knight he's smart, but he likes to start shit, and you know apparently, long story short, the whole Tupac thing, people said he was in Tupac's ear a lot. In his ear, and so it caused Tupac to become a little more rowdy because you know Suge Knight he liked to bring street rules into marketing, and it, like he you know you hear about the story of Vanilla Ice, what he did to Vanilla Ice.
No, oh, I did, but tell
You
that
know,
one. 'Cause
and-
I'm on the, yeah.
Dude,
I don't know
so
that
he
story.
forced him to sign a contract which was pretty much it was gonna take away the rights of Vanilla Ice to some song or something, and the way they handled it was Suge Knight and his whole crew just bust down his door in the hotel, hold him over a ledge in like the hotel, and like he's gonna have to sign it. Like they
Swear to
don't
God.
play.
So it was forced.
It's very forced.
For
And
his
God.
right, for his music rights.
his music rights for something specifically, and I remember Vanilla Ice was like,
So you tell me Ice Baby Ice was
"Hey man, have you seen Straight Outta Compton? If you've seen that, or maybe it's the Tupac movie, I forgot which one, but there's some like Suge Knight is like a
it Tupac?
bully, like he's a bully. He's making like a grown man like dress up like in underwear and make him like his bitch, like literally
Damn.
what they're portraying him. Like yeah, if you've seen the movie, you'll see like how Suge Knight does stuff. And P. Diddy said it was pretty accurate, the movie.
damn, really?
But I mean, at the same time, P.
did he
Diddy's on
confirm?
the East. But yeah, but it's like if that shows in the movie, just of that, Snoop Dogg said it's way worse than that. He's seen some crazy shit.
What?
Yeah. Suge Knight is like,
And they were beefing,
He's a
right?
scary
Yeah.
mofo, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of power too, man.
But
so.
that just tells you that this dude did not learn his lesson because he's been in prison for so long, and yet he comes on a
He
diss
just
track.
likes to come and bully.
Yeah.
By the way, the guy's name is
Suge Knight is also always surrounded
Prince-
by like fucking
Prince
three
Easy.
guys. He's never rolling alone. Suge Knight always has like fucking dudes with guns on him.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, he's a straight thug.
of course you a bad motherfucker then.
Another crazy story though is 50 Cent. One time he tried to test 50 Cent because he tried to use his tactics. 50 Cent apparently was laughing, runs somewhere to go get his gun, and comes back laughing and then they drove away. Like 50 Cent also is not someone to fuck with either. And I was like, I thought that was a kind of a cool story. I was like, oh wow, Suge Knight couldn't use his little tactics on him because Suge Knight
yeah.
was trying
I
to
think-
press him too.
I honestly think the whole Suge Knight thing is hyped because he's always got an entourage.
Yeah.
I've
'cause they was like,
never
oh, it's
heard
Suge
of
Knight.
him. I've never heard of him doing like some shit on his own.
Some content.
He's always surrounded by some
Yeah.
dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? I mean, that 50 Cent story sounds like some shit that 50 Cent would do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds
Just-
like 50
he's-
Cent.
he's
It's
crazy
50
like
Cent.
that.
It's 50 Cent. Yeah,
50
it was
Cent's crazy.
Russell Simmons was the one that was talking about it, and he was asking 50 Cent like, "Yo, are you like you're on a totally different vibe?" Like I forgot what word he used. He said like he feels like I forgot what the word was, some meditating word, but he said like, "Yeah, this guy's like not bothered." Like he they try to threaten him, and he comes back laughing. He's running like laughing about this shit and coming with the gun. Like,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck?
I just pictured him like clapping and slapping. You're funny, buddy.
Like how he likes to troll on the internet.
Yeah,
and
dude.
just,
Yeah.
everybody, holy crap.
Oh,
was
yeah,
so
no,
funny.
that was funny.
You're hilarious. Let me load this gun real quick.
Okay, have you guys read 50 Cent's book?
I haven't.
The 50th Law.
No,
with
no.
Robert Greene.
I know about it, though.
Solid book. So,
Really?
so in that book,
I bet.
well-respected author, Robert Greene follows 50 Cent around for like I think a few months to write this book with him, right? And what he observed was like he's like, yo, 50 is mad smart. Like he'll do shit, just to get the public's attention.
Yep.
And then it just be like, oh, it was nothing.
Yep.
You know, like he'll just do it to get the attention on him, and like he plays his attention. And one thing he noticed about him, like that he's like completely fearless.
Yep.
He does not give a fuck. Like he is not scared. Like
Yep.
he will step up to anyone, and like the pretty much Robert Greene was saying like no one could like threaten him. Like he laughs at that.
He
Like,
does. He
just
said that
because,
he
like,
steps into fear when he looks at something like you would be scared of.
Yeah.
He says like that is his thing that he's gonna. I guess his mentality towards fear is
like
to,
he loves it.
Yeah,
Like
because
he's
he knows
drawn
like
to it.
yeah he's like because if you don't. He's like, then the fear is gonna take over you,
Yeah, exactly.
and so his
Yeah.
mentality is like, yeah, he's
That's
like,
so cool.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy to me is that
Yeah.
a man that thinks like that does not want beef with the white boy.
And he's telling you,
Yeah.
Like, he's telling you straight up. He's like I wouldn't even diss him on the track. And I'm just like,
but he has a great relationship with them.
But
Yeah,
he does.
that's true.
And
But that's
I
because
like
Poppy
that.
M is like super real with him.
But
Yeah.
did he have fear before he got shot 9 times, or is it like after?
No,
Like,
so it was
I think it was
explaining
before.
because like when he got like because he was in the drug business, you know, like he was selling drugs on the street, and so like it's like even then he didn't have fear because
Yeah.
like you'd have to like he had to be a thug, you know, like people
Yeah.
try to like rob you or shit, you got to stand your ground.
Dude.
So like he learned it there, and then
like
when
that
he
movie.
Yeah, and then when he got shot 9 times, he came back like he was pissed, right? He was pissed, and like his fear just completely vanished.
Yeah.
And, like he had nothing left. So he's like I got nothing left to lose. I was like I'm gonna come
Yeah,
hard with this
that's
shit.
exactly what he- that's
and
exactly
then
what
like
he did.
after that, he dropped after hit after hit after hit, and no one could touch him. No one could fuck with
Yeah,
him.
no
No
one
one
could
wanted to
fuck
fuck
with
with
him.
50. He's like,
Yeah,
oh
dude.
shit, he's on
50
fire right
50
now.
looks cool as fuck.
Didn't Suge Knight own Death Row Records for a minute?
Yes.
Yeah,
He did.
Wait, he owned it. What happened?
He it's owned by Hasbro now, the company that makes toys.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
for real, yeah.
Real fact, I did not know that.
So Hasbro,
That's
a lot
insane.
of people don't know is not just a company that makes toys. Like they own rights to a bunch of different like media stuff,
Oh, wow.
right? So
that's
they own
smart.
rights to like the toys that they make, like the Transformer stuff, all that stuff, right? So I think it was last year or the year before or something. They made a purchase and they bought the parent company that owned Death Row Records. Suge Knight started it,
Yeah.
but he never really owned it. They like with the way the deal was structured or something. So Hasbro actually owns Death Row Records.
Well, Suge Knight handled
That's-
business very, very different than a regular business.
yeah. So like I guess like at some point they bought him out or something, but he never had like full ownership or something like that.
Yeah.
So when Hasbro bought this parent company, they also bought Death Row Records because Death Row Records was owned by that parent company.
Oh wow.
So technically Hasbro is where the buck stops and they own it.
Damn.
Which is
Hasbro, huh?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
like,
wow.
this, like
Wow, hey,
the Transformer people.
Yo, hey,
He-Man.
time for a diss track.
Holy crap.
Well, what do you guys think about JuiceWRLD though? He's,
Man, that was
I
tragic.
do not feel
man.
bad.
yeah.
No. Okay, so I feel bad for the people around him, right? Because it's
Yeah.
sad when you lose someone you love.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can't feel bad for him because everybody's like, oh, he was young, he was only 21, this and that. Look, man, I'm not a person of excuses. Like, if you were popping pills all the time, you were doing drugs, if you had guns on the plane that you weren't supposed to have, and if you had to hide drugs by popping them, that's on you, homie. I don't feel bad in the least bit that he passed away.
Damn. Wait. So I don't know the full story. What's the full story behind how he passed away?
So
You guys know?
basically, he landed in Chicago. He was on his private jet, and then when he was walking, he got a seizure, and just he collapsed, and then he got medical attention. He was conscious while he was transferred to the hospital, but then he was pronounced dead.
Yeah, there's no evidence right now exactly. Like, there's no complete evidence because they said after doing an autopsy they still need to find more information. But from video clips and from what people were saying before he got on the flight, he had all those Percocet pills because he had a
addicted.
Percocet
He's
addiction.
addicted
TMZ
to
said something
Percocets?
totally
Percocets
different,
is what he's
though.
addicted to
What did TMZ say?
TMZ, and normally, like, they're like 95% of the time.
Because they follow you everywhere.
They are right. So according to
They're
them,
right, wow.
According to them, JuiceWRLD and his entourage brought guns onto the private jet.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I didn't say
And
that.
the weed.
The pilot found out, and the pilot reported it because he has to report
Oh.
it. So when they landed,
That's some new
they
information.
let them know that the authorities are gonna search the plane. JuiceWRLD popped a bunch of pills to hide
That's
it.
exactly what I was gonna say. Yep.
And then he
What?
overdosed because he popped a bunch, even though they were telling him, "Yo, don't do that. Just it is
Yeah.
what it is at this point.
Yep.
Don't do that." And he still popped it to hide it.
Okay, I don't understand that, bro. You have money to get out of it. What's the issue?
And
why I don't feel
it's probably
bad.
more than that though. Think about like his family. Think about his parents. Like
No, that
you
is,
know?
but I still I consider like that's probably real. That's probably
Is
what
that or
happened.
death?
But I'm gonna wait till they officially announce what was because I don't know what's taking them so long on finding out, because that's true. They were saying that that's what happened before, but they're like they don't have a final statement. They were saying because after that it still says they do the autopsy and then they're gonna still have to find out. So
they're gonna still do the brain scan, the toxicology, and all that stuff, right? But that's what TMZ is standing behind. They're saying that our sources said this. There were 2 people arrested, and then they were released on bail for the gun charges. And they did. I mean, the pictures of the weed and the gun were real, so it's like that was not fabricated. So
what's
that
your
was
guys'
their
take on their music though? That my take is like
I like his music.
No, but like, do you guys ever feel like, because he has an addiction and stuff, don't you ever feel like his music was a little more depressing?
Yeah, his music was
Don't
very
you think
depressing.
he's going
but-
through some stuff?
Yeah, no, like
So,
you could definitely like listen to his music and be like, yo, this is kind of like sad.
Like it's the same thing with the Triple X
Yeah.
too. But I mean, even though his death was not due to anything like this,
yeah.
But still, like
That
they're
was sad,
going
too.
through a lot of stuff, and it's kind of like holy crap,
I
bro.
feel like he was probably going like through a lot of depression or like whatever issues he was going through, and like the way he was coping with it was drugs.
Exactly.
Which is like
Exactly.
like everyone does that now.
The Triple X stuff aside, because I feel like man, this might be controversial or whatever. I feel like the world lost a really bad human, which is good, because if you guys read the police reports,
I know with the girlfriend.
with the girlfriend, that dude was like really really fucked up, mad abusive. Like he did some wild shit. You know what I mean? So
He was at the moment.
that aside, JuiceWRLD was never in trouble. There was never like stuff where people were like, oh, he's abusive, or people were saying bad things about him.
Yeah.
But the music was sad. I mean, everybody deals with shit in their own way, but man, I don't know. I can't have sympathy for people who like go to that level to deal with stuff. There's so many interventions in place, especially if you have money. There's so many interventions you could do.
They found it says right here 41 vacuum sealed bags of marijuana, 6 bottles. 41. 6 bottles of prescription codeine cough syrup. 2 9mm.
He's on tour. He's so it's not like he's gonna do it in one day. But
2 of course. 2 9mm pistols. 40 caliber pistol, a high capacity ammo.
See, the thing is, like, I feel like if you needed to get all that
metal piercing
and you got
bullets.
the money to get it, why couldn't you just have it someone else transport it for you instead of you taking it yourself?
Let's stop that right there.
Like
It might be
true.
a thug thing, dude.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, he still has the hood mentality when he's no longer in the hood.
I'm gonna play a devil's advocate real quick because because I've heard these things about this. What is your take though on rappers and stuff? That have you noticed that if you want to get it big, have you noticed that you sometimes have to do some wild shit to market yourself?
Yeah.
So those things are the things that might have got him big. Like those things are the things that are marketing him. So have you noticed, like sometimes the music industry they're not the best. And like, have you noticed for instance, Future, right? You know what Future does? Future says that he will promote a lot of drugs. He doesn't even do half of them. But since the fans love it, he's doing it. So have you ever thought of like he was probably going through something like that? Because the music industry, what they do is if you're young,
portray that.
and if you're portray that. Here you go. Keep doing this. And then so it's kind of like I my take on it is I just feel like they have a lot to deal with.
I never thought about that, but that's very
that
very
was
smart.
my take. That's the only reason I had sympathy for it was not because like I get it, he's doing drugs, like he shouldn't be doing that. But it's like I think the music industry and everything kind of pushes you to go more crazy, bro. You know how many people have gotten crazy off this? Like the music industry is not your friend.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, just think about it. Like, no person in their right mind wakes up next day and be like, "Yo, I'm getting a face tattoo."
Yeah, that's a marketing move too.
Like,
I've seen that by Boom Gang say that. Yeah,
and I think about it. What kind of 6ix9ine?
Yep, 6ix9ine, perfect example
like,
too.
There's no
He had
reason
to be different. He had to be different.
but things like he made it work.
He just
hard.
exposed that like he is, what he is, because it's like this guy is obviously not really this guy. And 6ix9ine was like a perfect example to show people, okay, make an example out of him because what he's going through right now. Hopefully, like the next people don't do that.
Yeah.
But when he was going through his phase where he had colored hair. He was getting
all marketing moves.
All marketing. Like there's no such thing as bad publicity. Like he was getting crazy.
He markets to the kids
That's
somehow too, which is
like
crazy.
That's like the I don't know, man. That's like the easy way out though.
What,
Like,
the
because
drugs?
look at
like
the face tattoos and acting wild and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at how many rappers make it even this year without having to do any of that shit, just
Yeah.
based on raw talent.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
But see,
I agree with that.
But Duan, like this is what I think it is. I think what it is, they're chasing fast cash.
Yes.
And that's the
Yeah.
fastest
Yes,
way
that's
to
the
do it,
fastest way.
right?
And plus, they probably originally like I feel like the guys that signed them,
Right.
they're signing certain people. They're like he fits what we gonna market.
Right.
So obviously, it's not like he probably was already a wild kind of dude. So in his eyes, okay, you're already a wild guy. Let's see, how much do you really have going for you as this person at the
Right.
moment? You're really
Right.
young. Hey, let's lend you. Hey, if you do this stuff still, we can pay you a lot of money. And look, you never seen money like this before. You're 20, 21, getting that much money. You're almost like, I'll take it. And
Mind
yes,
blown.
I make music, but it's like. You know, like they're
I'll-
like, oh,
I'll
all I
be your
gotta do is
slave.
this.
Like,
It's
I'll do
just a
whatever you
game to
want me
me.
to do.
Honestly-
but it's so stupid because it's like obviously you see the results end, but it's like
They're young too.
they're young, and
They're
that's
young.
my thing is they're manipulating the young.
They're
and
young.
I just like
and they're confident. Rappers are really like
egotistical.
Yeah.
They're egotistical.
So
yeah.
So like what kind
They
of
have
so,
to be validated.
they're-
Yeah.
so someone gave me this
Especially young
example and I feel like it sticks to it goes with the rappers we're talking about, right? So
Young rapper, yeah.
it's they call it the burning brush fire or the hot searing coal, right?
Okay.
So the burning brush fire, it burns hot but it vanishes. And
Vanishes
the hot
fast.
searing coal, it gets hot and stays.
Yep,
stays hot for a while.
like those
right?
one-
So the rappers that
Yeah.
are the hot searing coal will be remembered forever. The
Yep.
burning brush fires, they burn bright for a minute and then they vanish.
You hear that one
Wow.
song and then you don't hear anything from the guy again.
Yeah.
Like that was their whole career versus. And honestly, I don't know. I feel like the artists that have went longevity. Is it me or like they don't have a name with like Lil or something besides Lil
Nah.
Wayne? Like they have their real names like
Lil Wayne is like the only
Yeah.
one.
he's the only one that started that, you know.
Like
and
he's the
then
one that started it, but like thing is like he was legit though.
he has so
Like,
much.
he was good.
A lot
He was
more to
legit
him.
Lil.
A lot more to him.
he was little. He was young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also had some
He was, like,
scares though.
14.
Yeah,
He had some
scares.
He had some scares
but
about
the thing
that
is-
stuff too. So I was like, man, his influence sometimes can be kind of bad because most of those young artists, their favorite artist will be they'll say Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
And then obviously you could tell, but it's also like you guys are kind of following the wrong parts of him,
Right.
Because they're doing it for like I don't know what they're doing it for, but I feel like they're publicizing it, but he was doing it like because it was kind of his natural thing to do, I guess.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, but I do agree. Like a lot of the rappers that are kind of big now, like it's just their names, like J. Cole,
Kendrick Lamar,
Eminem,
Drake.
like Drake, yeah, you know,
You-
like all
that's
that's
his- I mean,
it's
that's
just their
his-
regular names, and then
Yeah.
then you have like Little Sky and Little Xan.
The only one that makes it, the only one that got through was like T.I., even though his name is Tip. I was like, okay, he got
was like,
and Eminem gets away too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I've noticed like their characters are totally different than this. This
Yeah.
is like some wild stuff.
Oh yeah, and, like nowadays it's just crazy. Like
I don't know how Blueface is surviving, but he's doing
yeah,
it. So.
like the one person that scares the shit out of me is Trippie Redd. You guys seen
He's-
Trippie Redd?
yes, he looks trippy.
just drugged out 24/7. I'm like, how is this guy functioning,
Yeah.
bro? It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
functioning because he's drugged out 24/7.
Yeah, for some
I
of them.
seen him on
True.
like on the YouTube channel where they're like oh they'll talk about the lyrics. It's got like haha yeah like he just looks so weird. I was like, bro, like how does anyone hang around this dude? Like
Money.
It's weird, man.
Money, man.
Yeah, money for sure.
But so
That
on topic,
entourage is paid. Ain't nobody there for free.
so on the topic of rappers, have you guys heard of NF?
yes, I like him.
Not
No,
No.
Man.
I've heard of him, but
okay.
I like him.
I discovered recently, man. He's like Eminem, but
Yes.
he's fire.
Hey,
He's,
you know what's funny? He's also from Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what's even crazier? He doesn't actually curse in his raps.
I did not know that though. That's
Yeah,
that's
he
wild.
doesn't curse, not at all. Okay, like
See, that's the
Wonder if I'm
people.
gonna like it.
yeah.
What is he, a Christian rapper?
That's what I was gonna ask
like,
too.
well, no, he's a rapper that's Christian, but he's not a Christian rapper. He doesn't
Okay.
rap about
Okay,
Jesus.
so okay.
I've seen it come up a couple of times, but I
Yeah.
haven't like heard his
Yeah.
stuff
I
extensively.
didn't go
No, like,
deep.
He
like-
doesn't like. I don't think he's like on the radio
No,
yet.
no.
But
But he has
he's-
some hits. He has some
He
hits.
has hit songs.
Yeah,
but
like,
I thought he had one.
what was the song? I Let You Down.
I think that's the one I heard. You know, I heard him like last year. I haven't followed up, but like
Yeah.
I remember I was like, he's like one of those artists where I'm like, oh, he's good, and then like I'm like, oh, I forgot about like I
Yeah.
start listening to him.
Yeah, but like, him too. Like he goes by his regular name. We call NF is his initials. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
so-
like it's Nate, whatever.
It's-
but
I
like,
mean-
but he's good, man. He's
Time.
super good.
He
Some
had that song
people-
Time, right?
I think so.
That's him.
Some people
like that
need
song.
all that extra shit to carry them because like I
That's
say
true, that's true,
I
that's
say
true,
this
that's true.
all the time. Like the younger generation, none of them have bars. right? Like their producers, they all share like the same 10 producers.
They changed the whole climate
You know what I
of
mean?
it's not about the bars anymore. It's about the
Beat.
beat and the hook.
The beat,
and
yeah.
their flow, I guess.
And the hook,
Like
and,
the
and,
Migos
and that's
changed
literally so they need all this other shit to carry them. But
Yeah.
as the generation, as this like high school generation, teenage
Mm-hmm.
people like grow up, these guys are gonna become obsolete. Like they're not gonna be relevant.
Yeah, you have to find someone.
I mean, I think that JuiceWRLD had some potential because
Yeah.
he was. I feel like he was making actual music.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah, no, legit. He was
these-
talented.
They were
man.
claiming he was super smart too, and
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
what emo rap is what they were calling it. Like
Yeah, I can see that. It's
was-
emo rap.
That's a new thing too. That
That's a new
started.
thing.
Lil Uzi Vert, like all those guys do that. They
Yeah.
mixed like a punk rock with rap now.
it's
Yeah,
dope.
so
It's catchy.
It's always on like a darker topic.
it's a darker
too.
topic.
Yeah, it's
so
a
they're
darker
like
topic.
gothic with rap. Like to 6ix9ine said all he listened to was freaking he listened to rock. Like he listened to rap too, DMX.
Yeah.
Like you could tell music. You listen to like
See, 6ix9ine couldn't differentiate. Like you're supposed to put on that persona, but not actually live that life.
yes.
He did, yeah.
6ix9ine with his dumbass was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put on the
join a
persona
gang.
and I'm gonna live it."
Yeah.
Right. So he thought his songs were real. He's like, "Oh, I really am a gangster." Then
I-
he found out that he's not.
But I think it's because he's young. Like because he's young, he's manipulated, and he had the people who's hanging out with him, and then he's like, "You gonna rob him, right?" Like
I don't know,
you know,
man.
like he's
I
just gonna
feel
like, dude.
I feel like that's an excuse that like we as a society are giving people.
Hey,
Like,
listen.
like because I mean, look at how many other like my example always is gonna be okay. Yeah, he was young, but nobody put a gun to his head and made him make those
There's-
choices.
No, but you don't need gun. You
know what I
look,
mean?
your words
true.
are bullets. You know, they're influence. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I was, like,
But there's other
I'm
people
stupid.
that are not influenced.
No, but
there's
I'm-
so many artists,
And
that
that's
are
what I'm
not.
saying. That's the difference. Because if I was in that game and I was hanging out with the wrong crowd, I mean, think about it. I'll give you an example. You hanging out with us. What are you doing now?
Podcast.
Okay, but you weren't doing that before.
I wasn't. no.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying
His
is
influence.
he as 21. I mean, we're older now, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
he's hanging out all day nonstop on in a studio, smoking, doing whatever. He's feeling good.
That's
He's
a horrible
influ-
example, bro.
but
Because if
he's
we were doing
influenced.
something bad right now, like if we were chopping up drugs, I wouldn't be doing this with you guys.
Yeah.
It's
No.
not because I'm
And
just
no.
hanging out with you guys.
No,
Yeah,
but-
I'm doing a podcast because this is something I want to do, and
no,
I made a
but you never
calculated
drank
decision.
alcohol.
But
though.
the thing is,
You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't chop up drugs until I showed you how much money we had on the table. Then you'd be chopping drugs.
What
I,
I'm saying.
I still probably wouldn't because I don't need it
Too
like
right.
that.
No, what I'm saying is you're mature and you're grown, right? You say that now. What I'm saying is he grew up in the environment. I mean, think about it. Like I'm putting myself in his shoes.
It's hard to speak when you're.
Yeah, it's hard to
in a,
speak when you've already matured and you've like, oh, I've never do that. But the thing is, influences. It's
His
a crazy
environment is
drug.
just totally different, so he doesn't even understand these concepts of like, hey, you should be smarter than that. Like, you know, everyone usually should have someone. You get an influence from someone. Like even to be like, how you're saying like, I'm not going to be doing none of that. You obviously like learn that habit because it's not like you just taught yourself. You learn from your environment, like, hey, like maybe it could be your parents, whoever. They're like that group was smart enough to be like, hey, don't do that. So you influence yourself now to become just like that too. Like, hey, I don't want to do that. His environment is this is what we know as being normal. This is what we know as being cool.
And
so,
he was portraying as a gangster rapper.
And I don't get me wrong. I'm not
He's
trying
not
to say,
even from the hood though.
I don't, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
the weird
he's
thing is
not
he
even-
did join a gang.
That's,
And
that,
they,
yeah.
what they did was he joined that Trey Blood. He did join them and what they did was they used him because they said this guy's wild, but he's getting viral. So we'll keep him in the gang and we'll protect him
so he made
because
the
he's making
decision-
all of them the money too. And that's kind of how he got. Like,
So he made the
himself.
decision to join them though. That's what
Oh
I'm saying.
yeah,
Look,
for sure. But
look,
I mean,
man,
dude, he was like
even
17 or 16.
Oh, damn.
I am when I'm saying this, I'm
Yeah.
also thinking about the perspective from when I was 18, when I was 20. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't like you said, I wasn't drinking alcohol at 18. I'm doing it
Yeah.
now because I know that in my mind calculated risk. Like I know that okay, now I'm mature enough and I can do
Exactly,
this.
you're
It's
mature
different.
So
enough.
when I
Yeah.
was 18, then I would made the decision that you know what, 18, 20, 21, I wasn't going to house parties
And this is not
doing that stuff.
But this is not
like I wasn't
specifically.
smoking
Yeah.
weed and all that stuff, right?
Very true.
So I feel like we like when people are fucking up, like we as a society are always like, he was young. he was young.
Right.
I feel like we're giving them rope to
I see
hang
what-
themselves.
well,
with.
I'm
not trying to say
scapegoat.
We are
I'm not trying to give him a
making
full
excuses
scapegoat.
for them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say give him a full scapegoat, but you do have to factor that in. Like that is a huge thing about that because like that they are young because it's okay. It's not even just the age. Okay, you're 18 versus his 18 are two different 18s.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
You know what I
say
mean?
let's
Like,
say that
because we can't say what an average 18 like. His is a totally wild environment for
Okay.
18.
Yeah.
Alright.
His 18
I can
may
see
be
that.
what you might have seen when you were like 16. You're like, I'm not doing none of this. That for him is when he's even at a later age. So like, I'm just saying it's like a
And
mentality.
also think about his parents, right? Let's just think about this. He comes home, and let's just say his parents are not even there. Like you,
Yeah. Actually, he had a rough
Rough
Yeah,
childhood.
I was gonna say
You
you
know
gotta
what
watch
I'm
some. You gotta do some insight on these
Why-
guys.
why
'cause
would
some
he-
of their childhoods and stuff
Yeah,
are
why would he stay
very
home?
not the
He'd be
regular. So
he'd be out there selling drugs like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like he'd be out there. The thing is, gang members get the young ones first, right?
Yep.
They make him. They do that. They start killing to climb up the ranks.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna claim like I lived in the hood, but I've seen my fair share. Like for real. Like when I honestly, if I didn't move out from that neighborhood, I guarantee even my parents were thinking about that. When I was younger, I was like surrounded by a bunch of gang members. And like straight up, they're like,
get
"We
out
gotta
of there.
move
You gotta get out
because
of there,
I'm getting
yeah.
influenced."
yeah, very
Okay,
true.
let's say that we give him my argument to that will always be like for every one kid that the gang members recruit, there's always a kid that's like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Very true.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
Again, I think we're giving them rope. Like we are making excuses for
Oh,
them.
we
What I don't
But
know-
we
let's
are?
say we give them like, okay, he was
Okay,
young,
okay,
whatever
okay,
it is,
okay,
right? We move on. All right, he's grown, he's making music, he's around all of these people that are in the music industry, right? People like let's say P Diddy, Jay-Z,
Yeah, yeah,
50 Cent,
yeah,
whoever
yeah.
it is. People actually came out and told him like, yo,
Yes, they did.
you need to change
That's
right
the part
now.
I was gonna say. I don't
Fat
have.
Joe.
I don't have. That's the part I was gonna say. I don't have any. Like, there's no sorrow for that part. Like at all. That's the
That's
part
what
I'm
I'm
talking
saying.
about. But before that, how he became there, I'm not gonna completely fault him. But all those things, yeah. Now you're just.
Well, that's
yeah.
but think
That's
about
what
it.
I'm saying though. Like
Okay.
you like if this was a man that was swayed and that didn't have a mind of his own and
course, of
that
course.
was forced into it.
Yeah.
When those people came up to him and they were like, "Look, we're gonna put you on. You gotta turn into a businessman and not a rapper and
Yeah.
and disassociate yourself with
Yeah.
this." It would have clicked and he would have been like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense. I
Yeah.
was led down the wrong path. I'm gonna make some changes." He himself, right, rebelled and kept doing that stuff, even though people came to him and
That
said
was
that
his.
stuff.
That was his business.
No,
Though, in his
no.
way.
But what I'm saying is, he probably thinks that now, because I feel like the life is a better lesson than someone coming and talking.
Dude, he
to
actually
you.
signed a deal
No,
somehow.
like
I don't know
factually-
how.
no, what I'm
Did you
saying
hear
In
about
jail?
that? Yeah.
He
You
did
heard
what?
about that?
Oh,
But
wasn't he making?
is he getting out or?
Once he
yeah.
gets out, he will be
probably-
already on a deal. My
I
only
don't
damn.
see how he gets out though.
Well,
He's
my
getting out.
only
I
thing
think that's what
is
he's-
you can't
he
come
snitched.
back. You can't come back as 6'9".
Yeah,
because
you
anywhere you
can't, you
go,
can't.
even to perform, dude, you're super targeted. Like security's not even gonna be able to handle that. So I
Yeah.
don't know what he's gonna really go. Like I don't know if he's gonna because he signed a deal. So I'm like, you're obviously trying to do some sort of music. You obviously have to like do your share in that part.
No,
I
they
don't
said
know what he's gonna do.
They said that the more names he tells,
He gets less time.
the
of
less
course.
time, and
But
so he probably stitched
But
the
he's
whole
also
thing.
looking way worse once he gets out because that's the
Oh,
more
yeah.
the people want to
Okay, but
like.
No,
But
because
how many names did he give up? Because the
lot.
charges that were against him were like charges enough where like the minimum that he would get were like consecutive life sentences.
I think he
He
was.
had some
his minimum
wild
is actually,
charges
dude, he
against
got
him.
it down to like.
I think he's out. I mean, he's gonna get out.
He got it to like I want to say not less than a decade, but he's around only at a decade, which is pretty ridiculous considering. Like you're right, like
The charges that
He
were
had
against
two
him.
life sentences.
No. But think
because
about
he
the
wasn't
lawyers.
completely. This lady actually talked about. She's seen the first case, the court case. He came in there confident. He knew what he was gonna say.
Bro, what I'm saying is, the lawyers, bro, they're fucking smart. They're gonna be like, oh, we can claim this right here. This is gonna give us this. What he claimed was that he was, I believe, he said along the lines that he was pressured to do certain things.
Of course, that's what he says. Yeah.
And he was young again, the young thing.
Classic.
And
Yes.
cops want to get that gang because they've been already kind of like
they didn't-
scoping them out. So they're like,
Yeah.
oh, finally we found out.
The
about
cops
these
didn't want
guys.
him. The cops wanted the ringleaders.
The whole trade
Oh,
thing, and
so
he's ratting them out.
He's the stepping
He's
stone.
still gonna be in, like I'm saying, he's gonna be in hot fire because like even doing that, bro. I mean, you don't just I don't know how he's
You
gonna have
don't
to live
snitch,
somewhere. He's gonna have to
right?
live somewhere like
He can't
crazy.
even go into witness protection because I mean,
Well, he will.
you can't hide the face tattoos.
can't-
Like, where's he gonna go as
He's gonna
witness
put his,
protection?
he's
He
gonna put
can't.
his ass skin on.
It's gonna be like, are you
ridiculous.
6'9"? No, I'm 9'6".
9-1.
916.
Yeah,
Different guy. Different.
man,
He's gonna have to live somewhere like I don't even know.
he's not gonna live a full life. He's gonna get shot.
But see,
Yeah,
some people
100%.
debate that because some rappers were saying that they wouldn't even go after a witness protection. Someone that's in under witness protection because
they were
that's
saying that for
automatically
target.
guaranteed life.
Yeah, but I mean, the rappers wouldn't go after him. But
The smart rapper.
but
no,
but the
but the
hitman-
gang
the
members,
gang members,
the
yeah.
gang
You think
members
they'll
that he
find
gave
one?
her. Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Probably a young
I
one.
think
Bro, they shot,
Hey,
bro.
probably a young
Bro,
one.
they shot Nipsey. You think they're not gonna shoot fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Yeah, but
Well,
Nipsey's
Nipsey's
situation was
he's
Yeah,
getting,
different.
he's
Nipsey's
getting
situation is
clapped,
different.
bro.
Nipsey had a controversy with someone in
Yeah,
person in
in
the
person.
hood.
Yeah.
in the parking
And
lot.
he literally got into it with the guy.
Exactly.
And
Which
that
was-
guy come back
okay.
around. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
so
if you put
that,
6ix9ine.
that
yeah.
problem compared to what 6ix9ine did to like 50 fucking people, probably he's getting clapped multiple times.
Cheeks.
He's gonna get machine gunned.
What if he
down.
moves to like Connecticut?
No, they're gonna find him.
Hey, what if
They'll
he goes to
find him.
Canada?
They'll
Hangs
find
out with
him.
Drake.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
like,
if he goes over the country, he has so much money. He's good at
I'm willing to put my life savings down that he doesn't live more than 10 years outside of jail.
10
Man.
years? That's a long time.
No,
though.
man.
he's not gonna live more than 10 years.
I'm not gonna take you on that bet because
Yeah,
10 years.
yeah,
I didn't say he's not gonna get like shot or something.
He's never gonna live a full
He's gonna
life.
die by,
There's no
He's
way.
gonna die by natural causes. You're gonna be like, oh, I told you.
How did he die? Heart attack. Yeah, because he was scared.
He was 84.
Hopefully he just changes his ways.
What'd I
Hopefully he
tell
changes
you?
his ways. I hope,
What'd I tell you?
No,
That's all
I mean,
I gotta say about that.
I feel like once you put yourself in that position, bro, with the actual, like, you know, gang members and everything, when you get out, it just doesn't matter, man.
But things like there is no getting out. You know what I mean?
That's what they say. You can't. You don't.
The way out is death.
Death or I don't know, because like a lot of street people, that's what they said. The Game on his new album even says like I'm still gang banging at 39. I was like, listen to like, damn, bro, he's still gang banging. And then he was like, no, but he was saying like even if I wanted to get out, I couldn't like because the way they handle things is, you know, it's way different. It's not business. It's not like, oh yeah, here, sign a contract, you're out of the game. It's like, no, bro.
But since
You're
Tekashi
in this
snitched,
crap. That's all you're doing.
but since Tekashi snitched,
yeah.
and they probably got like all the gang members, like, because he wasn't like, he was just coming up, right? Do we know anything about these gang members? Like Tekashi,
Yeah, the what's his name?
Weren't they associated with the Blood Gang?
Yes.
So the Blood
okay.
Gang.
So that's why
they're-
someone's gonna
Okay.
kill him.
They're
basically.
bloods, yeah.
Yeah.
The Treyway, they're bloods, and I forgot the guy's name. Shoddy.
That's who they really.
That's the
Shotty
main.
Too Hotty?
Yeah, Shoddy Too Hotty. Yeah, main guy, and I don't know. They've all done some crazy shit though, racketeering and just a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
that's
crap.
what it was.
Damn.
The Nine Trey.
So, where is this based off? New York or
Yes,
New York.
New York,
Okay.
yeah.
It's called the Nine Trey Gangsters.
Yeah, Nine
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's
Yeah.
not Treyway anymore, huh?
It's
At one point, he couldn't even. He wasn't allowed to say that in a
He can't
song.
say it
Yeah,
anymore.
he wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know what the reason was though. I don't know how that worked,
I
but
think it might have been trademarked.
I mean,
Oh, that's
I
right.
don't know, man. I think it's crazy to me that he's gonna get out, which tells me of how, like, because you have to give people a very high significance to get out of those charges. So if he gave people up that were that high up,
Yes.
they weren't just Treyway, they were blood.
they
Yeah.
were like
Like
the
blood
the
gang.
head.
Well,
the head
you're right.
people.
You're right.
Well,
Like those charges don't just go away, bro.
Very true.
well, according to this Wikipedia or whatever this is,
That's
it's
what's up.
saying that the founder
Source.
was OG Mac, and he founded it in 1993. So it's been in
Hey, 1993. Damn,
Yeah.
that was a
It's a
solid
good year.
year.
That was a good year for you, buddy.
Solid. I remember I said Goo Goo Gaga.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Wait, you were 7.
Yeah, like I said, it was a solid year.
Like I said,
We still
Goo Goo
learning.
Gaga.
I don't know. I don't know how that was.
My
Yeah.
mom was crawling still.
I was like, blood.
The gang.
Hey, Bobby Shmurda's getting out. Speaking of people getting out,
No
right?
way.
Next
Yeah,
year?
Next year, he's out. He's done.
Yeah.
He served his sentence. That was some real hood shit. That he
Yeah,
did.
That was hell
Yeah.
funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
this song still gets played till this
He
day
was
in the
like,
clubs.
he was like, either I was gonna get 0 and my homie was gonna get 10 years, or I was gonna get 5 and he was gonna get 5, and I
Yeah.
took the 5.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, he
They
was
force
like, fuck it. He's like, I'm not gonna snitch on him, so he took the 5 years. Like
He did,
That's
it,
wild.
he did it in a correct way.
he did
for
the
him.
gangster way.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get shot.
Of course not. He's
They're
gonna get
gonna
nothing but
put-
love.
They're gonna promote his ass.
They're gonna promote him.
Dude, they're waiting for
He's
him to
gonna
get
go
out.
right back into jail.
Yeah.
They gonna throw a block party
Yeah,
for his ass.
he's gonna make a part
He's
two to
gonna
the
shoot a
song.
gun. Woo!
So you're here for the
Mr.
same shit.
Shimura.
Give me 5, buddy. I'm here.
Oh my god.
You know the deal,
You know
Judge.
the deal? Actually getting 10. Fuck it.
Okay.
What's my boy getting?
Oh my god.
He's getting 10 too. All right, cool.
But man, I don't know. There was some funny memes that fucking came out of this, like the Martha Stewart one, where they said that Martha Stewart was more gangster than 6ix9ine because she didn't
I can
snitch
see
or
that.
something. That was pretty
That's
funny.
funny.
But
Damn.
Martha is an undercover G.
Oh yeah.
she is.
I don't know her story though.
Martha
Like,
is
what she
more
was
black
selling-
than Nick Cannon is, to be honest with you. All right, I'm like for real.
He's actually
She's
dead
been in
now.
prison. She's been in prison. She's actually funny. Okay.
She's been in prison. I actually
I
don't know anything
I don't,
really
I don't
about
think
Martha
Nick
Stewart.
Cannon's that funny, to
Me
be
neither.
honest.
Damn, that's loud.
Yeah.
My bad, bruh.
You just waking up or?
The hoes calling me.
Yeah,
They
is that-
calling me. But yeah, she's been to prison. She's done all those roasts. Like, she's mad funny. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know she went to prison.
I didn't know any of
Look,
this.
look,
Yeah, I
man,
don't know her for
Well,
like,
it's because of the same thing. Look, if I had to write in a battle and I had to choose between Nick Cannon and Martha, I'd choose Martha.
Damn.
That bitch
Damn.
gonna come in with some
She-
cheap
Nah, nah,
ass
nah,
home
nah.
good knives.
Listen.
So she's cooking on the mic too. She's not just cooking.
cooking.
Okay.
No. Hey, gigolo. All day long. All right, I'm picking the gigolo.
Drumline.
Okay, I know, Drumline and the
Look,
Red
good
Squad.
song.
And the Red Squad.
It's a good song, guys.
Look how Nick Cannon will make a great human shield.
Yeah,
Wow.
he would,
That's
right?
solid.
He's actually also
We
Indian
can
now.
afford to sacrifice. Look, man, if he leaves, Wild 'N Out is gonna be just fine, if not better. Everybody knows this. One of them will take
I
over.
know. I
and it'll
love.
be
I
fine.
love watching it.
I
Only for a
actually like
reason
him
for
to be the
turbans.
host because of the his character. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. I actually like his character on there.
Yeah, I do too.
Even though he's like goofy and whatnot,
Yeah.
he fits that. Like that's I feel like that's like the
But
show. dude.
one thing I will say about him, like he could take a joke very, very well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guests that come on there,
And they
that-
destroy him.
Diss
like,
the fuck out of him.
like they diss the fuck out of it, and he takes it. He's like,
Yeah.
it's all good, you know.
Yeah.
But there's some guests that go on there and like they can't take a joke for
That's
shit.
true. That's
Yeah, true.
Like one of the ones I seen recently was because like I heard on another podcast was Azalea Banks. You guys seen that one?
Oh, I didn't see that
Bro,
one.
She hot.
Azalea
Azalea
Banks. This shit
Banks, yeah.
like was hella funny, right? So. It's time. It's time for the last battle. Like DC goes up and he's like, yo, Nick Cannon couldn't afford Cardi B, so he got Azalea's ugly ass, right? And then she got
Mad. Oh,
she got
man.
hella bad. She tried to try to diss DC, right? And then what she said wasn't even funny. And then DC
Holy
was like,
shit.
he grabbed the mic. He's like, I'm gonna take it for the wild style. Gave it back. and then she's still coming after him. Like she's talking.
She's
And
not
now she's just
stopping.
talking.
She's just
like,
mad
oh,
now, yeah.
your ceiling's right here.
Yeah.
You're never gonna book another gig. You ain't shit. And then what kind of like? And then DC grabs the mic and disses her again. And then like she ends up crying. And they had to stop the show.
Oh my god. Dude,
She
that's
ended up
what?
crying?
Yeah, she ended up crying.
This is old though.
How you gonna
It's
be
a
like,
little bit old.
They ended up
female
crying,
rapper
so
and
they
end
had
up
to
crying.
stop the
Yeah, I know,
show
you're supposed to let
and
it.
take a break. And then everyone was like, "It's like, damn, man." And then they eventually had to resume the show
Holy
to finish that
crap.
part.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, she started crying. She was hella
No,
funny.
have you went to a Wild 'N Out show? Like they came to Sacramento one time.
No, was
they
it good?
did.
Bro, okay, so it's not the one that's broadcasted on TV. These guys are explicit, bro. They'll talk like if you're in the crowd because it's in Golden One, so the crowd in the front. They'll roast interracials. They're roasting the fuck out of you. Like they were making fun of us because we were in the top row. Oh, everyone laugh at the top row. Top row. Like, and they curse. It's funnier because I'm like, and another thing is they mention a lot of streets in Sacramento, and they were like, oh, you're from Del Paso Heights, like they'll say stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, they did their research, and like they make it really like they really came to the city, not just being like, oh, we're in Sacramento, let's do our Wild 'N Out show,
Right,
like they
right.
really get and they're super disrespectful.
So,
But they're funny though. Like I hate to be that crowd.
so when
but
it's not broadcasting, like they're more
they're
open
super,
with
they're
it.
very open, explicit.
Ah.
Yeah,
dope.
DC Young Fly is even more hilarious.
Man,
All those
I swear to
guys.
God, every time I see him, I just think about Chris Tucker, man. I swear to
Oh,
God.
yeah.
He's
I
like the
understand.
modern day
I
Chris
can see
Tucker.
that. I can see
I'm
that.
like, fuck, man.
That character, that animated, so
Yeah.
animated. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he's
true.
very animated, but he's funny though, man.
He's funny.
He's
So
hilarious.
to wrap it up, rest in peace to Nick Cannon
Yeah.
And Juice WRLD.
and Juice
And
WRLD.
Juice WRLD.
Yep.
And then Tekashi 6ix9ine ain't
Hey,
shit.
hey, free my boy. Hey, listen, I just need one more banger before you call it quits.
Yeah, if he could release a prison
My
banger
boy is so selfish.
before he gets shot down, that'd be great.
Just one. Look,
Just one,
the thing
man.
is, like, I never wanted to fight anything until I heard his music.
Hey,
I want to
Hey,
music
hey,
ball.
that is
Music
one thing, bro.
was-
And music was fire, bro.
Hey, 6ix9ine, go ahead. Hey, 6ix9ine,
Yes.
give my boy Khalid call
Give me one more
and
banger.
drop some bars on his vest because he's ready for you.
He might have started working for that toy store too.
Well, there you go.
Death Row Records.
All right, there you go. There you have
is
it.
it.
That was 3 dropouts.
That is
That was
it.
a fun conversation we had.
Hey,
Once
hey,
Tinder came
Shout
through.
out.
Yeah,
So,
shout
hey,
out.
thanks to Mr. Baines
Oh,
Yeah,
Mr.
thank
Baines.
you.
Baines.
coming through. That shit was dope, man.
Check out
Yeah.
our YouTube channel. Check out our TikTok. We post weekly.
And add us on Pornhub. We're out there. Posting weekly.
Yeah. Instead of 3 dropouts, it's 3 dicks.
You got to pick which one's mine. It's
Yeah.
the tiniest
Oh
one.
my god.
It's
Small
a
one.
guessing game.
It's a guessing
Guessing
game.
game.
Put the
All right.
dick on the donkey.
Anyways,
Later.
We out.